the jaw, the head, how to open those pathways so that that can happen. And then we're going to do tongue circles. And if you've never done tongue circles, they're quite a trip. Then we're going to move on to a shamanic breath, which is belly, chest, exhale, completely through the mouth. Normally we do nose, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Well, this is going to be the mouth only. We're still going to be able to drop the diaphragm. So let's get started. There's a lot of lymph nodes in the tongue, and the body's split down the middle this way. So half your tongue is registered to this half of your body, and this side is registered to this side, which is why when you get Novocaine, and they put it up here, it stops right at this center tooth right here. Same with the bottom, starts right in the center. This half of your body is wired different, with a different electrical system than this side, which is why you can have a life-threatening disease on one side of your body and not the other. Same with the Novocaine. You'll numb one side of the tongue, not the other side, or the teeth. You do the top, the bottom doesn't even get numb. It may kind of feel that way, but it's not. So we want to keep that tongue drained. If you stick your tongue out and you have teeth marks around it, it means your intestines are swollen, because this goes directly into your intestines, and the tongue is connected to all the fascia from the tip of your toes to your fingertips to the top of your head. Tongue is connected to all of it, so it's really important that we take care of our tongue. Get a copper scraper and scrape your tongue in the morning. So what we're going to do is we're going to stick our tongue out, and we need a piece of paper, so if you need to shut this off, go do that, because it's hard to hold your tongue with your hands. It's too slippery. All right. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to take this piece, tear this half in half, and we're going to grab the end of the tongue. We're going to pull it out. Be careful, that you don't get the under part of your tongue caught on your lower teeth. And we're going to twist it, and we're going to turn it. We're going to pull it from side to side, and that'll stretch that tissue, and it'll force any toxins in your tongue to be released. All right. So we're going to stick our tongue out, grab it, and turn. If you can turn your tongue with one hand this way, that's fine. I'm just doing it because it's easier for me to switch hands and twist and get a nice twist on my tongue. Stretch from side to side, up, down, and that's how you take care of the lymphatic system in the tongue. Now the jaw, your teeth, they all drain under the jaw here. Remember, it's split here, so this half has to go this way and this half has to go this way. Now, we're going to open the lymphatic gates, okay? Some see them as gates, some see them as just areas where the lymph gets crowded, it gets congested, it gets stagnant, and it doesn't allow the blood and the lymph to go where it needs to go. So what we're going to do is we're going to just tap and pat here. We'll just go through this real quick. All right, now we're going to drain the head right behind the earlobe. This is the largest lymph node in the neck. We don't do both sides at the same time. The lymph node, let's say this is the lymph node, well, the blood runs up into the head on this side. Above that, if it starts to swell, it starts to cut down the blood flow going into the brain, which also means it cuts down the blood flow coming out of the brain that needs to be recycled. Your vagus nerve runs on the outside, so there's three things right here that run right outside that. And if it swells, it affects how they function. And the vagus nerve, which comes down here, is basically in this area. This is rest, digest, and heal. And when you're in fight or flight and you're shallow breathing up here, you're working these muscles to death. They're on the verge of spasm. You get a lot of shoulder pain, aches, and chest pains, and tightness, and all the stuff that all comes from breathing, mouth breathing. And these muscles get tired. You want to involve that diaphragm so you can massage the organs and glands. 2/3 of our fluid is right here in the human body. And this is the master center. And breath is what controls that. Every breath has an emotion attached to it, and every emotion a breath. So our breath is constantly shifting around. It's been doing it so much and we're so unaware of it that we don't know what's happening. But it's affecting how we go through life. It's setting our limitations, it's setting our fears, our doubts, our whatever, all right? So we want to make sure that we are in control of our breath, all right? So we're going to do the tongue circles right now. To do these, and it's a little more difficult than it sounds. But if you can't do 25, don't worry about it. Do what you can. You may feel it in your neck. You may feel it in your jaw. You may feel it in your chest or your shoulders or your upper back. Okay? And this is where the stagnation is. And it's starting to loosen that tissue up. So as you do these, whether you do them every day, every other day, that's up to you. But we're going to take our tongue and put it between our top teeth, between the lip and the tooth. We're going to look up, okay? Well, let's just do tongue circles right now. I'll do another one that's tongue and eye circles because that's a whole different level. All right, so tongue circles, tongue under the lip, but in front of the top teeth. And we slowly go around 25 times, okay? The slower you go, the more energy you generate, but the more fatigue you're going to feel here too, all right? And as you get doing this, it'll be less and less, and then you'll be able to do them. You'll be able to do 100 if you want to. But it's getting the body in harmony, in alignment to make that happen. So, all right, here we go. Tongue in position, 25 times to the left. And you're breathing the whole time, in and out through the nose. All right, that's 25 for me. I'll wait for some of you to catch up. I know some are already done. You will design your own pace at this. The slower you go, though, the more energy you generate, the more cleansing you're doing. Now we're going to do 25 circles to the right. All right, here we go. All right. Now we're going to do a shamanic breath. We're going to do a squat. I'm going to teach you something about breathing when you're in a squat position. Some people, the diaphragms won't drop, or they can't breathe through their nose. All right. So when you get in a squat position, your body forces you to breathe into your belly, and that'll get that diaphragm stronger so that it can go up and down. All right. The further it can go down and you're closing the pelvic floor, you're squishing the organs and glands. You're squeezing the toxins out of them. And when you release, it sucks new blood and lymph back into the cells, keeping them very healthy, very strong, very flexible. All right. So the shamanic breath is going to be in and out through the mouth. It's going to go. I will call to hold at the top when we get to the right spot, and then we'll exhale and we'll hold at the bottom. We're going to do 3 rounds. You can do as many rounds as you want in anything that I'm doing here. All right. Find something that works or something you feel you need to work on. You know, rather than do like 20 minutes or 45 minutes of it, or break it up during the day. Because the more you remind yourself, the quicker the body will respond. If you go, oh yeah, let's see, Thursday I'm supposed to do, and you forget, just do it a little bit, often, and you'll find the results will be amazing. All right, here we go. Now I'm not going to do a certain amount. I'm going to wait, and my body will tell me when it's time to inhale and hold, and I will send that signal to you too. All right, here we go. Inhale and hold, and just relax. This is when you just let go, let your body find its own balance. We're not trying to push it, we're not trying to force it, we're letting it find its way through ancient paths. Exhale and hold. Try to get your belly in as tight as possible. Try to touch your belly button to your spine. And hold. Just relaxing. Inhale. That was supposed to be through the mouth, but you can't do this wrong. So as long as you get an inhale, and here we go. You can speed these up, slow them down. You're in control. Inhale, hold, and just let your body relax. If you're lightheaded, you feel like you need to sit down or lay down, do it. And exhale. And hold. All right, going right into the shamanic breath. Inhale. Inhale, hold, and relax. Exhale, hold. Try to touch that belly button to your spine. Hold. Inhale. And shake it out. And go from the shaking right into a squat. However, I don't care if you can only do it to here, okay? Or here. Or if you can only imagine that you're in a squat, okay? Drop as low as you can and just keep practicing. And after a while, I think when I started, I was probably about here, you know? And now, and you'll figure out footage and, you know, where your feet are supposed to be. You can put your back against the wall and just slide down the wall. Try to be here for 5 minutes. Allow your body to relax. Put your energy, your mind, and your breath right into the pelvic floor and give it permission to relax, and you'll find that it will start, your body will start dropping down. This is great for sacrum. Trauma is usually trapped in the hips, and if the frequency of that trauma is too great, then the sacrum, which is the base of the spine, is missing a lot of the movement that the spine is supposed to have, the flexibility, the agility. So that's why doing these simple exercises and doing them slow is helping the body so much. It's important that we reconnect with our body, like I'll do this like as a bonus. This is compression, decompression, okay? The body functions on that. When we breathe in, we're compressing the tissues of the body. When we exhale, that's decompression. And that is the movement internally that keeps our lymphatic system flowing, keeps our blood flowing. Remember, all cancers are stagnation. I don't even like to use that word, it's not even real. It's called lymphedema because it's in the lymphatic system. And the blood is the kitchen of the body. It brings oxygen, hydration, and nutrition to the cells, and they have to be able to absorb it. The more messed up your lymphatic system is, the less that blood can get in there to feed, hydrate, and nutrify the cell. And if it can't eliminate properly, then it's going to start to back up around the cell, and this acid, which is really hot, starts to attack it, and it builds mucus layers around it, builds protective layers that cause more malabsorption. As you hydrate with fruits, berries, melons, I prefer the Master Cleanse. Lemon is the greatest cleanser. And we're never taught to cleanse the internal body. And this is a problem. We spend billions washing the external body, and we forget all about the internal body. Well, we need to go back to that. We need to go back to, even if you drink a cup of hot water every once in a while, put a little Himalayan salt in it, a little Celtic salt, whatever you prefer, just not table salt. Table salt has silica in it, which is like glass. And as it's going through your system, it's making little tiny cut marks. And then cortisol goes up. Cholesterol goes up. Because all cholesterol is like Bondo in a vehicle. The silica and other foods damage the cell walls, especially in your arteries and your veins, and it sends Bondo, what we know as cholesterol, up there to patch that. Well, as it keeps doing it, that patch gets bigger and thicker and bigger and thicker, and the next thing you know, your blood can't flow through like it used to. And you run out of energy. You run out of gas. Your cells are literally suffocating, they're dehydrating, and they're dying from lack of nutrition. These are simple things to fix. Now, in a system where we're constantly being pulled off what a natural diet is, if there is such a thing, into these chemically laden foods that the body doesn't know what to do with. Okay, I think I've rambled on long enough here. I wanted to keep these videos as short as possible. Remember, no force in this, just rhythm. No strain, just awareness. When you breathe, feel it go through your body. When you tighten the pelvic floor, amazing things happen. Okay, and that's what we want to do. We want to be able to, like, make tiger claws, right? And tighten this all the way up, including our back. And as we move our arms around, we can feel those back muscles engaging and disengaging. When we use our thumbs and we rotate like this, you can feel the muscles in your arms and your shoulders moving. It's really important that we understand those things, so when something happens, we know what area to go help. All right? So I love you guys, and I love all your smiling faces, and I'll see you in the next video.